All right, let's introduce the flight phase. So remember the four phases of long jump. You have the approach, which is you're running, building up speed. Then there's the takeoff, that's the actual jump. Flight phase is when you're in the air, and then the landing is when you actually touch the sand, right? So the flight phase, the most important thing to remember about the flight phase is that once you leave the ground and you jump, you're going to follow a set path, a trajectory. It's going to go up, it's going to reach the top, and then you're going to start coming down, right? You throw a ball, right? You ever thrown a ball? You throw it up. It's going to follow a path and come down. We call it a parabolic curve, right? A parabola. And in a projectile, right? So like a ball, imagine there's no wind resistance. If you throw that ball, a 45-degree angle is going to be the optimal angle for it to go its maximum distance, okay? Anything higher, it's going to come up and then it's going to come straight down. You throw it too low, through too straight of an angle, it's just going to come here and go straight down, right? Now, humans, what we do is we can't really handle a 45-degree angle and keep that horizontal velocity, right? Our bodies just can't handle those forces. So what we tend to do, as the studies have shown, somewhere between 18 to 24 degrees is our takeoff angle. So we're running, and then that angle coming upwards is about 24 degrees, or 18 to 24 degrees, okay? So we're gonna jump, and we're gonna come up, and then we're gonna come down. Now, the flight phase is really important because it's got all of these cool, fancy, sexy things you see people doing the hitch kick and people doing all this running in the air. They say, oh, they're hanging and stuff. It's all just styles, and what it's doing is preparing you for landing, because the moment you take off and leave the ground, you cannot jump any further. Nothing you do in the air will make you move any further unless you can fly, like unless you're a bird. All you're going to do is maximize your distance by minimizing loss of distance at touchdown. And the way you do that is you counter forward rotation, because as soon as I jump, I'm going to start rotating forward. If I jump and do nothing, I'm going to start moving forward, and eventually I'll land on my face. So what we do is we get long levers to help prevent us from landing on our face. So long levers rotate slowly. So when I jump, you see people doing the hang, right? And they get their arms way up over their head and they get really long and tall. Because you ever seen a gymnast do a back handspring and they go do a backflip? And what do they want to do if they want to do 2 or 3 backflips? They tuck into a ball. What do they want to do when they come out of that flip? They straighten out like a layout, right? If I'm going to spin really, really fast, I want to tuck into a small ball. I want to get small. If I want to rotate slowly, I want to get long. And it's the same thing with the flight, right? If I jump, as soon as I jump, if I'm long, doing long movements, I'm going to rotate slowly. If I'm tucked into a ball, I'm going to rotate really fast and end up on my face. So all we're doing is repositioning our body to counter that forward rotation and get us into a favorable position for touchdown when we land. Okay, so this is the flight phase. So all I'm going to do is run down. I'm going to jump and land. Now, in a second, in some of these later videos, I'm going to talk about how to break down the hitch kick, break down the hang technique and all those. But there's a whole lot of drills before we even start talking about what style or technique we're going to do in air. There's a lot of drills that we're going to look at, and a lot of things that we can work on without even thinking about those. So let's go check those out.